Buffalo's a very good team, but I thought we competed hard, and then about 30-minute mark, we had 4 or 5 opportunities going to the basket. We just didn't convert any of them, and you have to score points. They're a good team. We're not going to win too many games scoring 23 points in the second half. We've got a couple weeks before the conference starts. We've got to have some good work. We got to work hard. We got to get 2 games in, and we've got to get a lot better. The expectations are all based on we won 3 games last year. We lost 14 games last year in the regular season. We have the same team back with some help, but it's the same team that lost 14 games. So there's a reason we lost 14 games.
So having all 5 starters back doesn't mean...
They lost 14 games.
Right.
I've seen teams with all 5 starters back that lost 20 games. This team lost 14 games last year in the regular season, I think. Is that right, Mike? Somewhere in there. Pretty close. I've always tried to say this. This is what you are. Your record is what you are. This is what we are. It's not what people thought we could be or hope we could be or think we could be. This is what we are.
Welcome to the Cuse Militia Podcast with those 2 unapologetically biased, orange-blooded homers, Sean and Joe.
All right, what's up, Cuse Nation? Thanks for tuning into the Cuse Militia Podcast with Sean and Joe. If you like it, please share it with your friends. And as always, subscribe. The universal handle for the socials is @Cuse Militia. You can find us there on Facebook and Twitter. And we are the only show centered around giving the fans a platform. So welcome. That was 12 regular season losses, 2 post losses that Coach was talking about. Just thought I'd clear that up. Syracuse loses back-to-back non-conference games in the Dome for the first time since 1975, 71-59 against Buffalo. And this is why we can't have nice things, folks, because I end up throwing them. So you'll hear from us. We'll hear from you. And Arkansas State comes to the Dome December 22nd at 2 p.m., and we'll tell you what to expect there. But first, we got to hear from the folks over at MyBookie. Bowl season is here. And it's time to get in on the action. If you're not getting in on the action with MyBookie, you're just not doing it right. So don't be that guy with no rooting interest as your relatives and friends sit around watching the game. Not this year, not with a record 41 bowls to bet on, including the national championship on January 7th. It really is the most wonderful time of year, right? I mean, hence the intro music. Make sure you're ready for daily action by signing up at MyBookie today. They pay fast when you win. Ownership really cares about good customer service, and they offer the craziest props. Where you bet is just as important as who you're betting on, and if you want to make money during bowl season, you got to go to MyBookie. I trust them, but you don't have to take my word for it. Check it out for yourself. Join MyBookie today, and they will offer you 50 cents, a whole 50 cents, a 50% deposit bonus to make sure you have a nice bankroll for bowl season. Use promo code CUSE25 when you deposit to activate that offer. That's promo code CUSE25 at MyBookie. You play, you win, you get paid. MyBookie.
50 cents.
You get the 50 cents. You get that 50 cents. So, wow, it's rough. It's rough, but we're here. We're here with you. We're doing it together, folks. We're doing it together. You know, we're all feeling the same pain, you know? Right, Joe?
This is our therapy.
Right, Joe?
Absolutely.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get into a couple things super quick here. Newly signed 3-star recruit Cooper Dawson. He's a 6'5", 250-pound defensive end. He had one of the best signing day moments I think you'll ever watch. I thought it was fantastic. I may be biased because he committed to Syracuse, but pretty awesome. If you haven't seen it, we retweeted it from the Twitter and CNY Central, and we put up CNY Central's video on Facebook as well, and you can check it out there. Joe, there's a couple more prospects that signed today. You want to clue us in?
No, we don't have to go too.
Cool.
We don't have to go too crazy into it, but we had 17 players commit during this early signing period, so it's good to kind of get that out of the way. And Gino Babers had his press conference about the recruiting class and everything, and talked about how we have, plus or minus around 5 spots left. So between looking at graduate transfers, junior college guys, and kind of just trying to get the best available player, that's what they're kind of looking to fill the rest of their team with up until signing day, which I believe is February 4th. But yeah, overall it was a good day. Everybody that we had committed, pretty much, I think everybody signed. So, and like you said, we had the Cooper Dawson commit, which is really, really cool. It's awesome to have, those are the type of guys you want up in campus. You know what I mean? Yeah, class
man.
guys.
Class act, that guy. Just amazing. So, really cool. So, real quick, because, I'm not even sure if I should bring it up, really, to be honest with you. But Joe and I, we try our best to toe the line between being maybe too emotional or too overreactive or knee-jerk, if you will. Especially, for me, mostly it's anger. For Joe, it's mostly, I don't know. He's too chill sometimes. But
no, I'm laid back.
He's
I don't
laid
like
back, yeah.
kind of overreact,
But
it's early in the season.
You don't come here to hear us kick players and teams while they're down. And, I wouldn't want to tune into a podcast and hear that. And I don't expect you would either. But, I can empathize with, the comments last night. I get it. Some of it was a little brutal. I get the anger. I totally do. But I'm just going to support these guys no matter what. I love them. They're going through a rough skid right now. You heard Coach talk about the expectations were based on 3 games last year and the fact that we got 5 starters coming back. Well, like he said, those 3 games were won. Well, how many points did we win those games by? 3 points? Or it was like less than 5 points for the 3 games.
I don't know. They were really close games. But
They were really close. And it's just, it's rough. It's rough. It is. It's rough. Yeah. And we hear
a lot of people look forward to it. They got the winter, you got the holidays coming up, and we usually do a lot better than that in non-conference. So I can understand the frustration.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's early, and I know history doesn't really suit us well when it comes to a record like this in non-conference. But
do we want to mention that real quick? The record.
You can go ahead.
Well. So, where is it? I had it down here. Yeah, three previous times under Boeheim when we've lost 4 non-conference games. They didn't make the tournament in any of those years, 82, 15, and 17. So,
is it 4 or more, though?
What's that?
Is it 4 or more, though?
I think it's lost at least 4 conference games.
Okay,
so,
non-conference, yeah.
Or non-conference, yeah. So,
well, that's not good. Only 3 and 43
no, it's not
years.
Good. It's not good. But here's back to my original point is that we're kind of spoiled as Syracuse fans. It's been a little rough lately, but we're usually pretty spoiled.
Yeah.
It's just still coming together. That's all. I don't want to sit here and sound like too much of a homer, but we're gonna take it game by game, and that's all I can do.
No, yeah. Well, that's all you can do at this point. Like we talked about before, in basketball, you have the I guess, positive aspect of being able to get better as the season goes on and be able to prove yourself and still get into the tournament later in the season. So, we're setting the table for what we have to do in the ACC, and that's kind of what non-conference is. You play some tough games and you play some cupcakes, and you kind of hope that you end up with a pretty decent, table that's kind of set, a record. And, if you end up like this, we end up, if we win our next 2 games, 9-4, like you said, history really doesn't, bode too well for us. But that just tells you kind of what you need to do in the ACC, and right now we're not ready to compete in the ACC. So,
no, but the opportunities are there. And so we'll just have to see what happens.
It's happened before.
Yeah, it's happened before, and I just
tore through the Big East tournament with Jerry McNamara when we weren't going to make it. So
that was the year we won 10 effing games without Jerry McNamara.
Right.
So,
but stuff happens. So
yeah. So, anyways, we kid here a lot. We kid here a lot about Chukwu and stuff, but it's all in fun. There was some brutal stuff last night. So, a recap in 2 minutes or less, brought to us by JP Mulligan's Happy Hour every Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. Trivia Tuesdays, every NFL game every Sunday. And, of course, they play every Syracuse game. Go there, grab some wings, grab a cold one, stool up, get some swag. If Nick is behind the bar, and he'll hand you some things, and you can take them home or plaster them all over your vehicle and show everybody how cool you are when you have some Cuse Militia stickers and stuff. The Orange dropped to 7-4 overall, losing control of the game late again in the second half, this time against Buffalo. Syracuse still leads the series, though. The series is at 28-6. So that's pretty awesome. Not like it matters. It was another ugly second half of basketball. Syracuse did not have an answer on either end of the ball late in the game. Hughes led the Orange with 16 points. He was 6 for 14 from the field, 42.8%, 2 for 4 of his free throws. And if you would have told me that Howard was finally going to have a breakout game compared to what he's done for the season, I would have said we probably win that game. But no. He was 5 for 13 for 13 points, and he was 3 for 5 from distance. Tyus struggled. He ended up with 11. Brissett scored 10, but I'm not sure how many he left on the court. He left at least 3 free throws on the court as he went 0-3 from the line. And this is becoming a problem now. I think it's clear to everybody. 5 and 13 as a team for the game, 38.5%. They also got crushed on the boards again, 48-35. Holy cow. And 18-10 offensively. And those 18 for Buffalo were turned into 12 points. I'm not trying to be negative or anything, but they shot 57% in the first half.
Yeah.
Best of the season. They come out of the second half, they shoot 27.6% in the second. I'm like, what is going on? I don't care how good of a first half you played, no matter how good it is. I mean, you're probably not going to win those games if you play like that in the second half. So the offense is bad right now. I talked to Joe earlier, and I didn't really feel him out too much for it, but I think it's time for some kind of set offense to be sprinkled in here one way or another somehow. We can't wait until there's 3 to 10 seconds left in the shot clock to figure out, who and where the ball is going to be shot. I mean, yeah. It's killing. I think the offense needs to be sped up, and we continue to do what we're doing on defense, and you can change the dynamic. Problem is, people are trying to create shots, and it's not working. It's not working.
No, it's predicated like our offense is predicated on pick and roll picks and off ball picks, trying to basically create switches and create mismatches, and then you try to get the ball to the mismatch, drive the lane, try to make something happen, just be aggressive. Just try not to make dumb shots, and just too many times when you watch, there's too many players just standing around and waiting for Tyus or somebody else to do something. And like you said, it's just bad right now, man. Like it's just tough because, I mean, like you said, we shot really good, and we ended up shooting the game 42%, but still
it was because of the 57 though in the first half, and we were only up by 4 to go in the locker room, and a lot of that was due, Joe, to the second chances Buffalo got, and we were. I'm not sure what the first half numbers were for field goals or for free throws, but let's see.
Well, they scored too easy the last 10 minutes. Like Boeheim said in his press conference, like after 30 minutes. We kind of just fell apart. And, I thought there's some bad calls out there. I don't want to blame the refs, but between the free throws and a couple of timely calls, it kind of took us, too far out of the game at the end of the game. And it was just kind of bad timing the way that it worked out. And, we just have to do better finishing. I thought we were efficient shooting the 3-point ball the first half, but we weren't shooting a lot of them, and then just to see us finishing 6 of 22, that's pretty bad. And the free throws were bad. We talked about it earlier. We had at least 3, if not 4, front end 1-and-1 free throw attempts missed.
I think we went back and counted. There was 4. Right. So I mean, the turnovers were even. And you talked about the offensive rebound, second chance points, that kind of stuff. Boeheim talked about how there's a couple different times off turnovers and different rebounds where they got out and ran, and they got some easy transition buckets.
And CJ Massenberg, like I talked about, came back with a vengeance. And I mean, the guy shot 50% for the day, 4 of 8 from the 3-point line. I think he was 8 of 16. I had 25 points. So he was an animal. And Buffalo, I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I haven't watched enough basketball to say that they're definitely a top 15 team, but they are a for real team that is definitely going to be a problem for whoever they face in the tournament. So they might not even have to win their conference to get into the tournament.
I mean, what do you think of the defense overall? It was more or less the boards that was killing the defense. Because in the first half they weren't faring real well. They were shooting. They were just launching up threes. They just weren't going. I'm talking about Buffalo. That is, they got some.
Oh, that's what saved them the first half.
Yeah, saved Syracuse. Yeah, absolutely.
No, it saved Buffalo. I thought we could have been up a lot more. They didn't shoot very well at all. I mean, I thought the percentage as far as they were in the 20s, I believe, and we were 57%. We were only up 4.
Right.
So, I mean, the second chance points, and when we actually forced turnovers, we'd come back and just get another turnover, like those kind of things.
Dribbling off the leg or the
right. That
foot
kept Buffalo closer than what it probably should have been in the first half.
They did come out with energy, though. They came out with energy, unlike they did against ODU. The game was very similar to ODU, like eerily similar.
No, they came out with energy. I thought both games. That's what's weird because we always talk this all the way up to ODU. We were talking about they were slow starters.
Right,
they were, the first half was the rough half, and then we'd always have to come back in the second half. And then the last 2 games has been the complete opposite. We've came out and we've played pretty good, relative to how we played this year in the first half, and we've gone into the half with leads, just to come back and really kind of get crushed in the second half.
Yeah, well, that's from here. How about we do some fan feedback?
All right, is it positive?
Huh?
Dude,
I did.
Look, like you said, I'm kind of all on board with just you got to take it one game at a time. I know that the record doesn't look good, but hey, I mean, the 4 teams that we played against actually really have or lost against, we have a really good chance of all being tournament teams. Ohio State, their only loss right now is us. So that's going to be a decent win when it comes down to it. So the numbers are going to be there. It's just we got to figure it out, get these next 2 non-conference games, and get ready for ACC play.
Yeah, honestly, I thought we were going to beat Buffalo. I thought because this team is so good they're so resilient. They bounce back usually. They respond to that a lot of times, And I really thought they were going to come out and they were going to beat Buffalo. I knew it was going to be close. But, I mean, you kind of had to have one of those 2 games. And obviously, if you had to pick one, I guess you'd pick the ODU game at home like that. But
no, either one.
But either one.
It's just, Buffalo, like I said, they're on a different level.
That's a bad loss, though. That's a worse loss at the end of the day.
Buffalo?
No, I'm sorry. ODU is a worse loss at the end of the day.
Yeah. So. Oh yes, no, it definitely is. I guess. Yeah.
I'm saying that's why I'm saying. If you had to pick one or the other, I guess the ODU one because it looks worse. But on the resume, so we got some cupcake games coming up, kinda, and.
I'd hate to call it that after that.
I know. Well, we can piggyback off of comments. Let's do this.
It's time to hear from you, the loudmouths from the Loud House, the best damn college sports fans in the nation.
All right, you know what to do. The universal handle on the Twitter and the Facebook is @Cuse Militia. Propose a question at the end of every game. Go there and leave us your thoughts. And it was flooded last night.
Mm-hmm.
Some good, some bad, some
not bad,
really bad. So I'm not going to touch the really nasty ones. This is the nastiest one I'll touch. I'm going to do it first. @USA Proud 123. This is the most boring, no passion group of guys I have ever seen. Frank Howard is a wimp. Brissett is way overrated. I think Battle is a good player, but not a leader. All other players, including Buddy, should be in Division 3 teams. Boeheim recruiting sucks. S. So, Joe?
Yeah, that's just.
Joe?
I almost want to say that's troll, but I mean that's just you can't. They're not Division 3 team. They're players. I don't know what he's talking about. That's just way overboard. But
it's way overboard. But it just
that's kind of like
recruiting. I will say something about the recruiting. I said this to my brother today. I said, the writing was kind of on the wall with the center position. It's been like that for a couple years. I would have thought that they could have maybe found something. I mean, I don't know. I know they were trying. I knew they were trying. But at Chris Pallone, can't shoot, can't rebound. But if you like to watch four guys stand around 25 feet from the hole as one dude tries to create, this is your team.
Well, it's kind of what it looks like every once in a while.
Once in a while. That is the offense in a nutshell. It really is. It's all being put on Tyus, and well, I can't say that. Not all of it, because Hughes is stepping up.
It's not always. It's just, but it's a lot of one-on-one. It's not creative.
No, you're right.
I
It's not
understand where
creative.
people are coming from.
Yeah, it's not creative. That's the key word right there. That's a good way to put it. At Keeler Connor, just a disappointment all around. Our centers were non-existent as usual. Brissett needs to stop shooting the 3-ball and drive to the lane. We missed crucial 1-on-1s. I'm not even mad anymore like I have been the last few games. I'm just disappointed. Joe?
That's even worse.
That's even worse? Really? I thought that was very fair.
No, I'm just saying as far as being disappointed, it's like one of those things where you're like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. Like, that's worse.
Yeah, it's like you've just submitted. Like you've just rolled over and pissed on your own belly.
Right.
And,
it's almost, right.
Right?
We're 11 games in and you're like, this is what it is.
Yeah, this is a disappointment. At Vival Orange, garbage again. This team is not a good team right now. They are out-hustled and leave too many points on the board with horrendous free throw shooting. Yeah, they're leaving. Brissett left a lot of points out on the floor.
Yeah.
Mine is, you take his 3.
It's not just even free throw shooting.
No, I'm saying.
I mean, sometimes it's just missing the easy ones, missing the
like
bunnies.
A dunk? Look.
Maybe.
Look, I mean, you got to make a dunk. A dunk doesn't have to be slamming the ball through the hole at 100 miles an hour. Tyus had a beautiful dunk. Had he missed it, he'd have looked like a total idiot because he was wide open. You know what I'm saying? So that's the risk you take when you try to be flashy. And Brissett bouncing off the back of the iron, and, it looked goofy. So,
right. Well, I wouldn't say, there's just like any sport, like there's a luck factor when it comes to certain, timely calls, timely turnovers off of different turnovers, and like basically overall points you leave off like on the court, like what he was talking about. And I just think like right now, we would be like dead last when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like all the little things, even coming down to luck in certain calls. It just kills us. Like we don't get those points right now anyway. So it just is what it is,
Right. At JBex_5. Hate to say it, but Boeheim has to hang it up. Hate to say it, but Boeheim has to hang it up or be open to running more modern day offense. One-on-one ISOs or a simple ball screen doesn't work anymore. Hashtag Hopkins. Hopkins has moved on. He's where he wants to be, folks.
Right.
That is, he's back home in his hometown, so that ain't happening.
Yeah. Well, at some point, I hate the fact they're like people calling out, obviously the coaches and this and that, and we've been huge on, the coaching and sticking up for him and everything. And obviously I don't want anybody to lose their job, nor do I think anybody should be fired. But, we've had recent success. But, you sometimes wonder the way that the game is played now with, 3-point shots. They're getting eaten. More people are shooting them a little bit farther. And it really doesn't really go well with the 2-3 zone, So sometimes,
the game is surpassing.
Dude, I'm just thinking, because like, think about how long it's been. Like, we grew up and we've always really never had. I mean, I don't remember a lot of times where there was a problem for us to make the tournament. Like, not too many times have we been on the bubble. It's usually we're solid.
Yeah,
usually we're solidly in. You know, and now like the last 5-6 years, it's been like bubble. Like.
It's actually been longer than that. It seems like that, but if you go back and look, it's been touch and go. It has.
Right. So, I mean, realistically, you know, you just kind of got to look at it like you got to make something happen. You know, as a coach, if something's not working, you got to make something happen. So I just think he's trying to, you know, wait out this whole Frank Howard thing. I think we do have, you know, at least definitely this next one, but maybe even St. Bonaventure as well. Like you said, I don't want to call them cupcakes, but we should win those games. And hopefully, you know, I think it's going to be one of those things where he allows these next 2 games to kind of get the stuff together before the ACC play, or else we might see some major changes as far as what we're going to do, because obviously something's not working.
Yeah, well, and I would say it's mostly on offense, because the games that we are winning are usually because of the defense. They're always low score, close games, you know, and I think something needs to be changed on offense. I want to see. I mean, look, I'm not a freaking coach, man. I'm just saying. I remember back in the day, the offense ran a little faster, and the defense slowed the opposing team's offense down, and it was a horrible combination for opponents.
Right.
And you know, in the fast breaks and the alley oops and stuff like that, like, it's just not in sync. If you're creating your own plays, it's just not in sync.
Right.
So, and I don't know. You know, maybe a lot of it has to, you know, Pascal Chukwu, he comes up, he draws a pick in their screen, and then, I mean, you know, it's like the same thing over and over again. It's only a matter of time before they're like, okay, they know what's going to happen. They know what's going to happen, and that's why at the end of the game they're running out of options, because they're like, well, we've seen this 20 times already.
Right.
So, you know, at Guinea Snake 32, people who think Jim Boeheim needs to be fired are honestly insane. How entitled and brain dead do you have to be to realize that he is the only reason we're in half these games? I don't see him shooting free throws or missing rebounds at the end of the game, yet everyone is hating. Right? That's bold. That's bold. That's a small fish in a big pond full of big fish.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't much of that on the thread. Yeah, I don't, like I said, man, I don't think it's Jim Boeheim needs to go. I think Jim Boeheim is a good enough coach to maybe just change some things, tweak some things, and he can still have his signature defense, and the team could be better. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know? Okay. Let's see. At Orange Party 2003. Got to want to be a team. Got to want to be a team. Got to want to play. All the talent in the world doesn't trump effort. When this team finds the will and wants to win, they will go on a roll. Yeah, I mean, that actually piggybacks on exactly what I just said.
Right.
So,
and a lot of it too has been effort, like you said. I mean, going back from the UConn game to Old Dominion to Buffalo, especially. Like, I mean, out of the games that we've lost, I mean, talent-wise, I think Oregon was the only team that maybe had more talent than us. I mean, these other teams, it was all effort. And, I mean, again, it's like one of the more talented teams that we've seen. I mean, I think we have some good players on our team, but they just don't play well together. I mean, you look at the point guard to power forward position, there's not too many teams in the country that have the players that we have. It's just they just don't play together. Like, they just can't seem to get it done together. And I just don't. What,
in your opinion, does it look like? I mean, is it selfish play? Is it, I mean, you know, I don't know. I
don't know either. I think a lot of it had to do early with just a leader, as far as being able to have a point guard to run the show, and that we were looking for that to be Frank Howard. And I think, again, the things that we've talked about, I think we're still waiting for that. So without a leader, you know, it just, I mean, your quarterback's your leader in football, you know, and same thing with point guard. He runs the show. And if they're not on point, then it can make the whole thing look bad.
Yeah.
So
it's exactly. Ken on Facebook, a loss is always disappointing, but let's not forget these kids are busting their ass. You can't create or fix talent, but you can fix free throw shooting and protecting the ball. Definitely two areas we'll need for close games after New Year's. We still gonna dance with a heart orange basketball emoji.
I love it. I love the.
You like the confidence in Ken? We still gonna dance.
I do.
Look,
I do, because he's right. Because I mean, it's like we talked about before, the little things. It's right now. I mean, this year it's been. I mean, you look at rebounding and free throw shooting, and we're in almost every single game at the end of it.
Basic, fundamental stuff.
Things you can control, man.
Yeah. And this backs that last comment from Nick. I think the biggest problem we lack is strength. We're so tall and long that we can't box out or post up. They get out rebounded all the time because no one hustles to find the body to box out when the shot is up. Okay, so in the zone, Joe, the first thing you need to do is get to your area. If there's someone to box out, there's someone to box out. But a lot of times there's not.
Yeah, well, usually it's an area, but it's the closest man to your area. But as the ball moves and shots go up, I mean, everybody is rotating and moving around, and it's more of a rebounding your area type thing, you know?
Right.
Kind of like, you want to try to get a body on the ball, but you can't leave areas wide open depending on where the ball's going to go. So it's kind of sometimes it's, as much as you say it, I mean, it's just a kind of an effort thing right there.
Right. And that's why Boeheim likes these long players, because he assumes that they're going to be able to get up for these balls.
Right. Because you're not always necessarily going to be in position to get a body on everybody. So it comes down to just being able to possibly read the ball going up, coming off the rim, and just basically, again, like we talk about, just effort. Like a lot of these games, it doesn't, like you said, we don't look interested. And you can tell the other teams they just look like they're playing harder.
Yeah, no,
like
they definitely are.
More.
They definitely are.
I mean,
and you know what kills me is that Buffalo, I mean, they showed Buffalo head coach, what's his name? Refresh my memory real quick.
Nate Oates.
Yeah. They showed him talking in the locker room pregame, and he was telling them, he's like, you guys are better, you guys have more energy, you play harder than them, but they're not going to give it to you. And everything he said is true.
Yeah,
they did play hard.
They played hard. They kept with it, and they ended up taking it from them.
Yeah, and effort. It's the little things. These are fixable things. That's what's so frustrating.
Right.
So Steven,
it's all effort and concentration. Like that's.
Yeah. Steven says Buffalo did all the right things. They played smart, knew their roles, and had more heart. The Orange too often looked lost on offense, and for whatever reason lacked the heart and will to match Buffalo. Our centers seem to have I don't know. They seem to have regressed, and overall, it's hard to see any team leadership, which is really frustrating. Yeah, I mean, that encapsulates everything we were just talking about, too. Matthew says this team needs an actual center, not just some tall guy who they put there because he has long arms.
I'm sure you love that one.
But he can catch old stone hands. Someone like Hakeem Warwick, Orenzi Anawaku, Rick Jackson, or Fab Mello that won't get pushed around and can demand the ball offensively. Right now, most of their baskets rely on passing the ball around the arc until someone shoots a semi-contested three or goes one-on-one off. It goes one-on-one off of the way too predictable pick and roll. Yeah. Matthew nails it.
Yep.
So, yeah, we see a theme. I didn't purposely try to do that, but I did purposely try to pick things that I thought encapsulated that game the best, and without getting too mean. And that's why I just did the first one there. But,
Right.
So, I mean, we're just going to have to get 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks. Okay?
Yep.
Once the first of the year hits, it's time to rock and roll.
It's go time.
It's go time, and we'll see how they respond. So that is that. All right, Arkansas State comes into the Dome Saturday, December 22nd at 2 p.m. They sit at 5-6 right now. They've won every home game, and they've lost every away game. So they're actually 1-2 on neutral courts. Arkansas hits 40% of their field goals, 34.9% from 3, and 74.2 from the line. Two guys averaging double digits every game. Their best player, Ty Cockfield, shoots 45% from the field and 43.9% from behind the arc, and he averages 21.3 points a game. They basically got Cockfield.
Right. Pretty much.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much what I gathered when I looked at, I mean, there's not too much to it, Sean. I mean, we just have to win. I'm not going to go into semantics of who's. I'm not going to even go through their whole. Like you said, they got Cockfield. They got a guy Gillard who can kind of go off. He went off for 17 this past game, but pretty much Ty Cockfield's been the guy. I mean, he's scored over 20 points. I'm looking at least 8 times. So they're going to hook up threes. Their top 3 scorers shoot pretty good from the 3-point line, and they're just a small, guard-oriented Sun Belt team who's probably going to come out and play hard, but they are sloppy. Ken Pomeroy's got them really, really, 269th. So adjusted offense, 283, adjusted defense, 172. Just they're not really – we got to win. That's all there is to it. I'd give them a little bit more, but – I don't really want to waste my breath because if we lose, we're,
if we lose, bro, if we lose this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They allow so many more. I don't know. It's just tough. They allow more points against them than they score. So, it's just.
Yeah, you're talking totals, obviously, right?
Right.
Yeah, they let 94 go by, 89 go by, 96 go by, 90,
and they haven't really played anybody
87. Good. Right. They had 90 against Eastern Illinois, 90 against Abilene Christian, 96 against Grand Canyon. Okay? Yeah. I didn't even know Grand Canyon had a basketball team. Who would have thought?
Yeah. I knew that. Actually, their head coach is Dan Marley, the old Phoenix Suns coach.
Yep.
Yeah, they're actually not awful, but their best team they played against probably only Power 5 team at Minnesota and lost by 16. So
yeah.
And Minnesota is really not the best team either. So we just have to go in and honestly, we have to go in and kind of make Arkansas State. Just kind of be like, sorry, I'm sorry, we don't mean it to be you. Nothing against you, nothing personal, but we need to do this for us right now. You know what I mean? And you just gotta hope it's gonna be that kind of game.
Yeah,
because I'm sick of this other. At some point they just gotta. At some point, aren't you just kind of
frustrated, embarrassed? Look, and I'm not trying to. This is not a dig. But in the loss against Buffalo, there was a lot of Buffalo fans there, and they were actually cheered. As the Buffalo fans were cheering, obviously, it was loud enough to where it resonated in that dome as Syracuse walked off the court and Buffalo held their hands in victory. That has got to do something to you,
right?
As a player,
if you're a competitor, I'm sorry,
yeah.
And if you had any type, it doesn't matter what happened last year. If you had any type of goals this year, there's still 20 regular season games, not counting conference tournament. In any type of postseason tournament. If you had any type of goals, now is the time where something's got to go on.
Yeah,
something's got to happen.
Something's got to be thrown down. Another thing to mention about Arkansas State is that they're pulling in 1,000 fans every game.
Wow, that's impressive.
So. They're going to be in front of Saturday afternoon, Arkansas State, 20,000. Take away the losses. I still say we pull 14,000. What do you think?
Honestly, I'm really not going to give a number because I have no idea.
Well,
I know, obviously, from last night, we know that the fans are
not happy.
upset. It's upset. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's, out of the last 2 games, I mean, I don't know how much fans are going to pay to go watch this.
Oh, well, a lot of those fans have season tickets. I mean, season ticket holders everywhere. So
Yeah, well, then you know what? On top of that, too, I mean, with the holiday weekend and people maybe coming home for the holidays and stuff, you never know when people come home and want to catch a game. So
that's true too. That's a good point. So it could go either way, really.
Right. Never know. All I
yeah.
know is that we need to win.
I just thought I'd dig there.
I'm not even worried about.
I'd dig Arkansas State there on their attendance.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I don't.
We know, Joe. You don't. You don't want to guess. We know.
I just no.
And
You don't
care
about that.
You don't care.
I don't.
I know you don't. I know you don't care. I do. I thought it was funny.
I don't care about the attendance. I don't care if there's nobody there and there's nobody in the gym and no cameras. They better just go and win.
Oh, you're talking about right. You're talking about our attendance. Yeah. Yeah. Well, whatever. I hope there's cameras there though.
No, I'm just saying.
Because I'm not going to be able to watch it. But
yeah.
Yeah, you don't like guessing anything, but you were right. I will concede that you said Buffalo was going to come out, or Syracuse was going to come out as a couple-point favorite over Buffalo. I said no way. You were right. So
Thank you.
I figured I'd do
I did
do
pick
it on
Buffalo.
air.
Even though I picked Syracuse to win, I did pick Buffalo in my bookie pick.
That's right. You did, didn't you? You did. You picked them to win, but so you won the bet. You just sold your team out though. To do it.
There was a chance that we could have won and they could have won with the
absolutely.
Stop it. You
right.
just stop it.
I know. I'm just playing. So, yeah.
Don't put that on me.
No. Okay. All right. Well, all right. We're rambling. So I guess that's it. Right. Saturday.
It's been rough, man.
I know. It's sorry, guys.
At least there was a positive, with the recruiting class and everyone,
Yeah, the football game's
signing
coming
today.
up. We got something planned for football for the West Virginia game. And you know what? Another good thing, and we didn't really mention it or hit on it. I hit on it briefly in my recap. Frank Howard, he did score. I mean, I know it's 13 points. Oh, big deal, right? Well, his average is like 4 a game, and
Right.
he's been awful. So,
Right. But that's not what we look for him to do. I mean, he's got to be a leader. He's got to be able to drive and kick just like he used to. And
yeah, but it doesn't hurt to score.
Obviously, it doesn't hurt, but
I'm
we
just
still need him to be able to. He can score and still fulfill his other duties. If he's scoring and not doing what else he's supposed to be doing, then there's an issue.
Yep. So, all right, thanks to JP Mulligan's and Shoppingtown Barbershop. Shoppingtown Barbershop.
Dude, they're moving.
Gonna be Shoppingtown Barbershop still.
They're moving.
But they're moving. Yep. They're getting out of Shoppingtown Mall because it's become a desert.
Yes.
So they're moving to
The Fremont Plaza.
Fremont Plaza
290.
on 290, Manly Center.
Right across from Red Apple.
Yep.
And
There used to be a
the,
Kinney's Drug right
firehouse.
there. What?
Yep.
Is the Kinney's Drug still there? It is, isn't it?
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
You were just
There used to be
You
a
were
Tim
just
Hortons
there.
there. I know, but I
mean,
didn't
come
go
on.
over there.
Yeah,
Used to
Timmy
be a
Hose didn't work that. That didn't last that long
Tim
there. Huh?
Hose didn't work out. No, it didn't. So thanks to Shoppingtown Barbershop. Shoppingtown Barbershop. No longer going to be in the mall as of, I believe, March. So they're still there now. But anyway, yeah, that's it. Thanks, Armchair All-Americans. Thanks to you guys for participating. Thanks for you guys for listening. For Joe, I'm Sean. We're out. Cue the bells.
Hey.
Thanks for
Stop
listening
interrupting
to
my
the
pieces
Cuse Militia
before that
Podcast, the fan's
Oh my
voice
gosh.
with Sean and
Seriously?
Joe.
Seriously? At the last second like that? Man, it's weak.
Do you want to do it over?
Yeah, let's edit that out. Oh, dude, you did it again.